Tonight on CTV News at 6, play ball, a Canadian team in the World Series for the first time in decades.
Yeah, we hate Toronto, but we love the Jays.
Celebrating the Blue Jays' success in Edmonton.
We haven't been alive for a World Series yet, so that's really big.
Yeah, first time in our life.
$250,000 damage to a local church.
Many of the windows, the lower part of the church here, have been broken through with different sized stones.
And
we've been caught smack dab in the middle of it, as I'm sure lots of others are.
The impact of the abrupt closure of a St. Albert Athletics Center.
Temperatures sliding as we head through the weekend. Not a bad day tomorrow, but cooler in a big way on Sunday, and a good chance of some showers.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. The Blue Jays and Dodgers kick off the 2025 World Series tonight in Toronto. The Jays' first championship run since 1993 has baseball fans across the country excited, including fans right here in Edmonton. The Riverhawks are hosting World Series watch parties at Remax Field, and that is where we find Jeremy Thompson tonight. Jer, how's the energy there?
Yeah, Jeff, I mean, what better place to watch the World Series than at a ballpark? You're right. The Riverhawks are hosting watch parties for every game of the World Series, and energy is getting up. They've just been through the national anthems here. The first pitch is coming any minute now here. Of course, lots of Jays gear around here in the lounge, and plenty of Jays gear throughout the city visible today, including in a front yard on the north side.
Right. There we go. It would be really cool because, like, for that team. We're hoping these guys are winning. If they win, I'm screaming.
This group of friends plays baseball together when they can. Some of them got their Jays gear on a recent trip to Toronto. They say they like George Springer and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. One of the boys has a Blue Jays hat and a Shohei Ohtani jersey. He says he'll be happy no matter who wins the World Series. Elsewhere in the city, Blue Jays fever has led to a boost in business for United Cycle. The manager there says jerseys, hats, even Christmas ornaments have been gaining popularity as the Jays progress in the postseason.
Jays truly are Canada's team, and I think everybody across Canada, they want to get behind it. They want to see the team do well. Whereas, you know, when we're talking about the Maple Leafs and the Oilers, it's a very different story.
Yeah, we hate Toronto, but we love the Jays.
The seventh game, the Springer hit that home run. We're going wild.
We haven't been alive for a World Series yet, so that's really big.
Yeah, first time in our life. Born in '94, so.
The general manager for United Sport and Cycle says the Blue Jays playoff run has contributed to a 30% boost in business compared to this time last year. Now, as I said, the Hawks Nest Lounge is open to the public right now. It's got a capacity of about 100 people. You know, if you plan on watching the game down here, you should get here early. They are giving away Riverhawks jerseys in a free draw. Also, one per game of this World Series. And looks like the game is just about to get underway here. Lots of anticipation in this room, Jeff.
All right, Jeremy. Thank you. Jeremy Thompson live for us tonight. Edmonton Fire Rescue Services says fireworks are to blame for another house fire earlier this week. Just after 1 in the morning Tuesday, crews responded to a fire at a home under construction in a south central neighborhood. EFRS says sparks from fireworks ignited the fire on or near the garage. A neighboring home was damaged. Edmonton police have taken over the investigation. Criminal charges have been laid against 3 people in a separate case where fireworks sparks started a fire at a home in Mill Woods on Monday night. Homicide detectives have taken over after the death of a man found unresponsive in northwest Edmonton yesterday afternoon. EPS says officers found the 49-year-old man while responding to a disturbance near 90th Street and 112th Avenue. Despite receiving first aid from members of the public as well as paramedics, the man died. An autopsy was performed today. Police say additional testing is needed to confirm the cause and the manner of his death. A Catholic church in North Edmonton has been targeted by vandals twice this week. As CTV's Merrick DeCash reports, the smashed stained glass windows will be difficult and expensive to replace.
Repairs are underway at St. Clair's Catholic Church after the building was vandalized earlier this week.
Many of the windows, the lower part of the church here, have been broken through with different size stones. So we've had to board up all of the outside windows. Of course, many of the interior windows are also boarded up for safety reasons.
The church says on Monday at around 4 a.m., 3 suspects threw large rocks at the windows. On Tuesday, it happened again, with more windows being smashed.
Every window is a very unique shape, and so every window needs to now be recut and sort of set into the wall, of course, into the glass.
More than 25 stained glass windows were shattered, and the church estimates the damage to cost at least $250,000.
Why it happens, we don't always know the reasons, but I think hopefully in all of that, we can find a way as a community to also reach out.
The Archdiocese hopes they're able to reach whoever is responsible to extend an olive branch.
We can never just sit back and wait. We have to actually be proactive in how we engage people who may agree or disagree or who may be hurting in whatever way.
The Edmonton Police Service has confirmed to CTV News that they are investigating both incidents. St. Clair's is accepting donations to help cover the cost of new windows. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Not even a year after opening, Rays Athletics in St. Albert closed abruptly this week. The company says the closure is temporary because of construction requirements, while its landlord says it's due to default. As Amanda Anderson reports, it's left one Alberta charity without a place to host its largest fundraiser of the year.
Disappointment. We've worked really hard. The committee members, the players, everybody leading up to it. Significant disappointment.
Alberta Lung spent 6 months planning a 24-hour pickleball tournament, a first in Canada and the organization's biggest fundraiser of the year. It was slated to start tonight at Rays Athletics in St. Albert, but on Tuesday, the company sent users an email saying it had to temporarily close. With 200 local and out-of-province participants, Lee Allard says they had to act.
To be fair to all of them, we needed to give them advance warning. We're not canceling it. We are postponing this event. It will happen.
A notice on behalf of the landlord is posted at the facility saying the lease has been terminated due to default. A spokesperson from Rays Athletics tells CTV News the closure is temporary and discussions are taking place with several parties to find a resolution. We realize a lot of panic has ensued from some of the mixed messaging that has been spread around through unofficial channels, which has led to many believing this is a permanent closure. We appreciate everyone's patience with us while we navigate the situation. Out of respect for ongoing discussions, they would not comment on the lease termination notice.
And we've been caught smack dab in the middle of it, as I'm sure lots of others are.
Alberta Lung still hopes to have its event at the St. Albert facility in the near future, but is exploring other options. Money raised through the tournament is earmarked for breathing space, a new facility for lung transplant patients being built in 2026.
Breathing space is the first of its kind in Canada. Patients come from all across the country to Edmonton for lung transplant. And so this home away from home will help with the out-of-pocket expenses that they incur when moving to Edmonton for their lung transplant.
$80,000 has been raised so far for the tournament. Allard says the delay could be a silver lining.
Some have said, I have more time to practice playing pickleball and really raise more money and awareness and tell people about this great event.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, St. Albert.
A group of people in the West End have started a petition to demand the city make safety improvements at a busy intersection. CTV's Gates Guarin spoke with community members about the concerns they have and how the city plans to address the area.
Almost every day, Bibin James and his family have to figure out a safe way to get across a busy West End road.
It's hard to actually cross the intersection because we drop our kid at Uplands daycare. So every day, back and forth, just like crossing.
They aren't the only ones who have trouble here. Drivers struggle too.
This intersection is quite busy, so turning left and right is a nightmare sometimes.
People say it's just a matter of time before a serious crash happens at Muskogee Trail and 192nd Street.
It's pretty easy to see why people do have concerns about this particular intersection. Aside from the only 2 stop signs on either side of 192nd Street, there are no controls for vehicles or even pedestrians to cross.
Some frustrated with the lack of measures are taking matters into their own hands. They hope a petition will bring attention and improvements to the intersection.
Yeah, it would be helpful if, we can get lights set up just so it's safer for the community around here.
Along with a crosswalk or pedestrian lights, they hope to see speed reduction measures, better signage, and a traffic study in the area. The city says when deciding whether an intersection needs any of those things, a variety of factors are considered, including safety data, turn lanes, and potential wait times.
We really want to confirm that the intersection is going to work for signals and it's required overall in the system based on all the data we have.
It says of the 40 to 50 intersections in newer areas looked at every year, about 15 are usually approved for upgrades. The city has studied this area in the past and says at that time, improvements were not necessary. It says that doesn't mean it can't happen now.
Listening to the community is really important. They are the users of these roads every day. So utilizing that information and, like that specific intersection specifically, we've just did a ranking of that one. It is kind of ranking pretty high.
In light of the new ranking, the city is committed to reassessing the intersection this winter, which could signal new measures in the new year. Gates Gorin, CTV News, Edmonton.
Dozens of new police officers were celebrated today at Edmonton City Hall. EPS, Lakeshore Regional Police Service, and Lacombe Police Service formally recognized the graduates of Recruit Training Class 163. The class was made up of 42 people from different backgrounds and countries as far away as India and the UK. The officers are now under the care of the Community Policing Bureau for Field Development. Constable Joshua DeHoog from Medicine Hat is among them.
Ever since I was about 12 years old, I wanted to be a police officer. Mainly back then, it was just because I thought police looked cool and they drove cars fast, right? And then as I got older, it started to become a more profound meaning to me that police stand for something not just for yourself, but you're for your community, you're for your country, you're for the fellow members beside you, right?
The Edmonton Oilers will be honoring forward Adam Henrique's 1,000th game. Henrique reached the 1,000-game milestone earlier this week against the Senators. The Oilers will host an on-ice pregame ceremony prior to next Thursday's game. Henrique played for the New Jersey Devils and Anaheim Ducks before going to Edmonton last year. He's the 409th player in NHL history to reach this milestone.
Flips it back up top, just still onside. Passed it from backhand. Score!
Fans were taken on a ride during last night's game. The Oilers allowed 3 goals in under 2 minutes in the second period. The team still managed a 6-5 win over the Montreal Canadiens. Vasily Podkolzin scored the winner under the wire. After the game, he talked about dealing with his father's death right before the start of the season.
Right now, just playing with a good memory of him, and just make him proud every day. And yeah, he always wanted to me win a cup, and unfortunately he'll not see it, but he'll see it another way, on other side.
The Oilers hit the road for 2 games. Seattle tomorrow, Vancouver on Sunday. All right, Josh, it didn't look warm out today with all the cloud, but it was nice.
Yeah, 17 degrees. So we thought we'd get to 18. We didn't quite get there, but we were close. We're at 15 in downtown Edmonton right now. We're starting to see a little bit of breaks in the cloud cover around Edmonton and off to the west. I don't think we'll completely clear out, but we'll see at least a little bit of a break. Light wind out of the east at about 5 kilometers per hour and 15 degrees downtown. It's still 18. Stony Plain. You look at everywhere else in the region, though, it is considerably cooler than Stony Plain in the 11 to 13 range. 9 degrees the average daytime high, so 8 degrees above average. And today looks like it'll be the last day above 15 for a while. Although tomorrow doesn't look that bad through the afternoon. We'll get to that in a second. First, there's a look through the CTV drone, and you can see, yeah, a little bit of clearing off to the west and southwest of the city. That's a beautiful shot of the Walterdale, a little bit of sunset action there playing off of the cloud cover. Those clouds, as we said, were heaviest earlier in the day today. You can see that big, thick bank of cloud cover now just off to the east of the Edmonton region. And so, yeah, there'd be a little bit of clearing through the early evening hours. Overnight tonight, though, that cloud cover thickens up once again, and we may even see a few showers. It doesn't look like anything significant, but a couple sprinkles possible early tomorrow morning. A little gusty to start the day as well, and then the wind dies down in the afternoon. Sun comes out, and we get to about 13 or 14. So not as warm as the past couple of days, but still above average. Wetter, cloudier, and a lot cooler for Sunday. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Still ahead, provincial public service employees will soon be expected in the office full-time.
can.
Instead of addressing what is the real crisis in education, they are choosing to silence it.
What the province's back-to-work legislation might mean for a future deal with teachers.
Coming up Monday on Your Morning, how to make trick-or-treating accessible for all. And we continue to find out the favorite Halloween treats as chosen by you. We'll see you at 6.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The provincial government is ordering public service employees back into the office full-time. The hybrid work policy was introduced more than 3 years ago. That's when the government lifted its work-from-home order, which was established during the COVID-19 pandemic. The public service says more than 12,500 workers are part of the hybrid program. That accounts for about 44% of the workforce. The hybrid policy ends February the 1st. The Alberta government says employees can still access flexible work arrangements based on operational needs. The Alberta Teachers Association says talks will not be held with the provincial government this weekend. Yesterday, the province said it is prepared to table back-to-work legislation as soon as Monday. CTV's Mark Villani has more on how soon teachers could be back on the job and what it may mean for a future deal.
Calgary teachers are arriving home after a rally outside Alberta's legislature. It's quiet now, but just hours earlier, they were joined by thousands of other educators, hoping the province heard their calls for action.
If they didn't, they must be tone deaf. Our working conditions, children's learning conditions, we can do better.
We need more teaching assistants. We need to reduce the class sizes. Please listen to us.
Alberta's government says it is listening, offering wage hikes of 12 to 17%, 3,000 new teachers, and 1,500 educational assistants, all of which was rejected. And now Premier Danielle Smith is implementing back-to-work legislation on Monday.
It has an impact on Albertans that we are going to suddenly start using clauses within legislation that restrict our rights.
The Alberta Teachers Association says it hasn't seen the details of the bill and that it's seeking legal counsel to determine next steps as it calls for further negotiations.
Instead of addressing what is the real crisis in education, they are choosing to silence it.
I don't think we should go. No, just saying we're going back with no new deal, it's not sufficient.
But if teachers refuse to go back, it could be deemed illegal.
Is this a signal of an erosion of labor rights?
Labor experts say the legislation could become law by Monday night, compelling teachers to return to classrooms within about 48 hours. At that point, they could either enter binding arbitration with a third-party mediator or challenge the government's bill. If that's successful,
they would then need to proceed to another strike vote to create the conditions by which they could legally strike under the current environment.
But heading back to work without a deal, an unimaginable thought for some teachers.
It's just basically a slap in the face.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
The Edmonton Food Bank is sorting through a huge donation of potatoes from yesterday's teachers' rally at the legislature.
Well, this time of year, we do get a lot of potatoes donated. It was the unexpected 3,700 pounds from our teacher friends that we didn't know was coming. That you can see behind me, there's 4 watermelon bins of potatoes collected yesterday.
The food bank says it will have no problem using up all those potatoes as it serves more than 42,000 people a month. Many protesters brought potatoes to Thursday's rally outside the Ledge. Last week, when speaking about teacher negotiations, the Premier said there's more than one way to peel a potato. And some striking teachers hosted a pop-up market in Calgary to sell crafts created by their fellow co-workers. The idea for this market grew out of the challenges teachers have been experiencing the past few weeks. Organizers say this is a way to help teachers stay positive.
It has been a roller coaster, mentally, emotionally, financially. My husband is a teacher as well, but we believe that it is worth it. And so we are still strongly behind our union and the labor action, because what we need from the government is for them to come back to the table and negotiate with us in good faith.
Items for sale included seasonal crafts, artwork, and jewelry. Still ahead, the evolution of the Blue Jays and their fans.
Do you remember 92 and 93, the last time they won?
I wasn't born.
Look at 32 years between World Series runs.
We like to ensure that everything's there. There's nothing more frustrating than having a missing piece.
And a local shop is looking for professional puzzlers to help with a charitable event.
It's a transition weekend as far as the temperatures are concerned. We'll go in really warm and then we'll come out feeling a lot more like late October. Those details and the chances for some snow in parts of the province this weekend right after the break.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Much has changed since the Blue Jays last made it to the World Series. Kim Campbell was Prime Minister in October 1993. Gas was less than 60 cents a litre, and the World Wide Web was only months old. CTV's Heather Wright takes a look at what else has changed for Toronto Blue Jays fans.
32 years and 1 day. That is how long it has been since the Toronto Blue Jays last won the World Series.
Do you remember 92 and 93, the last time they won?
I wasn't born.
And neither was most of the Blue Jays roster. Just 6 players were alive during the Jays' last trip to the Fall Classic, including pitcher Jeff Hoffman, who was just 10 months old.
Everybody was watching the same game. There was no internet at the time, so that's all we had.
Back then, the Blue Jays' opening day payroll was the highest in the league at nearly $46 million in 1993 dollars, which is roughly $100 million today. Much less than the $239 million spent by the Blue Jays this year, the 5th highest payroll. Outside the Dome, the hot dog vendors haven't changed much in 30 years, though their prices have. $6 now compared with $2 in 93. But one of the biggest changes, tickets, how they're bought and how much they cost. 32 years ago, dedicated fans camped out all night to score World Series seats. This year, tickets were scooped up online in minutes, with some resale prices as high as $20,000. Not even close to prices 30 years ago.
Singles and obstructed seats on sale for all 4 games of the World Series at $78, $58, and $32.
Touch 'em all, Joe! And while a lot has changed since Joe Carter touched them all, some things have not. Rick Pritchard biked down to the Rogers Centre just to take it all in.
Here I am trying to get a smell of the atmosphere.
Lois Newell is from Nova Scotia and watched the Jays win in 93 with her son Andrew. She's now back with her son and 3 grandchildren.
This means a lot because this is something that my grandchildren can remember.
And 32 years ago, there were 2 Canadian Major League Baseball teams. Now it's just the Blue Jays, playing not only for Toronto, but for the entire country. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
Blue Jays fever has made its way to a local kitchen. After a custom request, a mom and daughter duo have started making cookies that look like Jays jerseys. Mom and Me Yeg says it's nice to be able to add that extra touch to celebrations.
You know, they have watch parties and they have things like that, and then so to be able to add a little personalization to a party or to something like that, it's a good feeling. It's nice.
Mom and Me Yeg will be offering the Jays cookies at a discount during the World Series. That's how they print
I saw that first cookie and I was like, wow.
There's still a lot of talent involved, to be clear.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is the stenciling. It was by hand. It looked incredible. Take a look outside right now. Action Furnace, River Valley Sky Camp. Action Furnace Fixed Rider. It's free. 15 degrees. Still mostly cloudy in the Edmonton area, but as we mentioned earlier, there is a little bit of a break coming in from the west-southwest. 17 for a daytime high today. Look to the south. Calgary got to 21 earlier this afternoon. 10 degrees cooler, though, in Fort McMurray and Grand Prairie. Highs of 11 in both those communities. You've got some showers around Peace River and off to the west. There's the thicker cloud cover that went through the Edmonton area all day today. We thought we'd see a good amount of sunshine, and instead you had this bank of cloud go through. Now we're getting a little bit of a break here off to the west and southwest. I don't think it ever completely clears out, but it won't be as thick and heavy as we saw earlier in the day. And then right in that area there's your developing low pressure system that'll sweep its way northeast. And by early tomorrow morning, this is 5 a.m., you have showers from around Edmonton off to the west and then all the way northeast up into the Fort McMurray region, where the rain will last for a good chunk of the day. I think by supper time it's out of there. 7 a.m., still dealing with chance of some showers in the Edmonton area, but the heaviest rain should be well to the north of us, so just a chance of some light sprinkles between about 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then the sunshine comes out for tomorrow afternoon. So with temperatures up around 13, maybe 14 degrees, light wind, sunshine, not a bad start to the weekend. Sunday, it'll be cloudy all day. And it may actually be raining for most of the day, but I think the best chance for rain is going to be through the first half of the day. Again, this starts early in the morning, and the heaviest, steadiest of the rainfall will be north of the Edmonton area, but there may be some showers or periods of rain for at least the first half of the day and maybe even into the early afternoon hours. Once this starts, as we get into the afternoon, evening hours, once this starts to push north of Edmonton, it does look like it's going to flip over to some snow. Now, in most areas, this is going to be wet snow. It's going to be melting on contact. You're not going to see any accumulation. There will be some spots, though, that see some accumulation, as this will likely continue into maybe the mid part or afternoon hours of Monday. I think all of that, once it flips over to snow, is north of Edmonton. Chances there for us to get a little bit of wet snow late in the day Sunday, but I think most, probably all of it, will be north of us. 8 degrees in Fort McMurray, 9 in Grand Prairie. Red Deer's at 17 still. We're at 15 degrees in downtown Edmonton. We'll see temperatures through this evening. About 13 degrees at 9 p.m., 11 at midnight, 7 tomorrow morning. So not really changing all that much with that heavier cloud cover. Chance of some scattered showers tomorrow morning. Look at that. Your 9 p.m. temperature is the same as your daytime high tomorrow afternoon. So it is going to be a lot cooler than it has been for a while. 8 on Sunday, 7 or 8 again Monday, Tuesday. Looks pretty windy for Monday, gusts to about 50 or 60 kilometers per hour. And then we kind of bounce back up into the 10 to 12 range, it looks like, for Wednesday, Thursday, and Halloween Friday. Okay, thank you, Josh.
Romance fans in our city can get their fix this weekend with a genre-specific book signing event. Yes. Romance is celebrating romance novels highlighting independent and Canadian authors. More than 24 authors will be at the Holiday Inn Conference Centre tomorrow for 2 signing sessions. There will also be local vendors. Organizers say while the genre has always been popular, it has seen a boost in recent years.
I think it's seeing such a huge amount of support right now because people are looking for those things that really show what you deserve as a person in terms of love, in terms of how you are treated and that kind of thing. Even at its darkest, romance always has a happily ever after.
The event is adults only. Tickets can be purchased online. And a local puzzle shop is piecing together some charitable donations. The puzzle shop on the south side is holding its second Puzzle Bee for charity. Volunteers come in and put together donated puzzles to make sure all the pieces are present. The puzzles are then sent to organizations and nonprofits across our city.
It was just a win-win that the community had somewhere to bring the puzzles, and then they were going to go to organizations that we had a personal connection with. So some of them were senior lodgings, senior housings that my grandma's at, and one of our staff members, his grandpa was at a location. We're really big on like the Edmonton Public Library, and they always have it. And so the Elizabeth Fry Society, the Youth Emergency Shelter, they're added for this Christmas.
Moon says even if the puzzles are missing a piece, there are companies that will remake those pieces. The Puzzle Bee runs through Sunday. Still ahead, an angered American president cancels trade negotiations.
Rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition.
Why this video rubbed Donald Trump the wrong way, and the U.S. bombs another alleged drug boat in the Caribbean. Stay with us. Donald Trump has delivered an unexpected blow to Canadian industries, announcing late last night that he has terminated trade talks with Canada. The decision over an anti-tariff ad paid for by Ontario. CTV's Annie Bergeron Oliver reports.
rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition.
Ontario's $75 million ad featuring the voice of the late Republican President Ronald Reagan was only on the air for about a week, but it appears to have hit a nerve. The U.S. president repeatedly attacking the ad, saying Canada has fraudulently used an advertisement, which is fake, featuring Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs. Based on their egregious behavior, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated.
What happened is one of the leaders in Canada was running ads in the United States on tariffs that took President Reagan's words out of context.
But there is skepticism even among Republicans that the ad alone is to blame for the terminated talks.
The fact is that the negotiations with the Canadians have not been very collegial. They've not been going well. I think the president's very frustrated.
Canadian negotiators seeking relief for hard-hit sectors like steel and aluminum were just in Washington. And as late as Tuesday, Canadian sources were telling CTV News a trade deal was close and progressing well.
We can't control the trade policy of the United States.
Prime Minister Mark Carney, who is off to Asia, where he will be attending global summits alongside the U.S. president, says Canada stands ready to talk.
We stand ready to pick up on that progress and build on that progress when the Americans are ready to have those discussions, because it will be for the benefit of workers in the United States, workers in Canada.
The Conservative leader lays the blame on the Prime Minister.
The responsibility rests with the national government and its head, and that's the Prime Minister. And Mark Carney has broken his promise.
The advertisement will run as scheduled during the first 2 World Series games. But the Premier's office says that in speaking with the Prime Minister, Ontario has decided to pause its U.S. advertising campaign on Monday. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
And Ontario Premier Doug Ford got some support on his ad that angered Trump from his provincial neighbor. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew released his own video.
My fellow Manitobans, Ontario's TV ads present Ronald Reagan's views on tariffs accurately and powerfully.
Kinew says it is clear the ads are working.
Against Mr.
As the politics play out in public, the fate of several crucial industries hinges on getting those trade talks back online. From the auto sector to steel and aluminum and lumber, all are facing immense pressure from U.S. tariffs. CTV's Rachel Aiello now on the reaction from those sectors.
Canadian industries impacted by the trade war are trying to roll with the latest punch from U.S. President Donald Trump.
It's a never-ending story of ups and downs, and this is one of the downs. So we're looking forward to the next way up.
The aluminum sector is among those hit the hardest. Trying to take this setback in stride, it says the longer tariffs last, the more impact will be felt south of the border.
Which will just keep growing the pressure on the administration to find a way out of this situation.
Similarly, the steel industry says it's waiting for further details to be made clear and will continue to work to find a path forward that works for the sector. Before Trump's termination, Canadian officials were working towards securing sectoral deals. Today, the industry minister says the American administration's unpredictability comes as no surprise.
The question is not how I react, but what do we do? And my answer to that is head down. We need to concentrate on what we can control.
But the auto sector says any delay in getting a deal could be dire.
We can't wait until July 2026 for a new USMCA. We can't wait until tomorrow for a new USMCA. The dominoes are now falling.
With the Prime Minister saying Canada stands ready to resume negotiations, business leaders say a Team Canada approach is needed to find a path back to the bargaining table.
And we need to make sure that everyone is aligned with what's taking place, recognizing that some may get some relief before others do.
This is not the first time Trump has abruptly ended negotiations with Canada in a social media post. In June, he called off trade talks effective immediately, citing the digital services tax. Later that month, Carney scrapped it, and talks resumed. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
The federal government is spending millions of dollars to support black businesses in the prairies. Ottawa is committing $15.2 million over 5 years to the Black Entrepreneurship Program Ecosystem Fund. Edmonton MP and federal cabinet minister Eleanor Olszewski made the announcement at the Africa Centre. She says black Canadians continue to face systemic barriers to starting their own businesses.
Racism and discrimination, lack of access to capital and resources and networks and opportunities, all of these things are huge impediments to successes.
The new funding will help not-for-profit organizations deliver training, services, and other supports to black-led businesses and entrepreneurs. One local entrepreneur says this kind of support does much more than help build businesses.
Because when you invest in us, you don't just invest in entrepreneurs. You are investing in community builders, job creators, and a future of a country that truly reflects the diversity and innovation of its people.
More information about the fund and how to apply can be found on our website. The U.S. has struck another alleged drug boat in the Caribbean, killing 6 people. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted this video, but did not provide any evidence about what drugs were on board. This is the 10th U.S. strike on alleged drug boats. In a major escalation of military buildup, Hegseth now says the U.S. is sending an aircraft carrier to the region. Still ahead, turning a lived experience into a business venture.
She was so upset. She hated her hearing aids. I felt so bad. So that's just why.
The young entrepreneur is making sure the experience of wearing earrings is for everyone. Also ahead. Checking on the markets, the Canadian dollar traded for 71 cents U.S. Oil was down 29 cents, closing at $61.50 U.S. a barrel. Gold lost nearly $8 on the day. The TSX and Dow Jones both finished up 166 points and 472 points higher, respectively. WestJet will soon start charging more to sit back and relax. WestJet says as part of a cabin refresh on some Boeing 737 MAX and 737-800 planes, it will be removing the recline option from some seats. Other seats will feature fixed recline seats. The airline says it will give passengers different options at different price points.
It seems like over the last 20 to 30 years, what airlines have done is sort of piece out different parts of the flight experience and charge customers for different parts. What's next? Are they going to charge you to use the washrooms?
The first aircraft with the new configurations is expected to enter service later this month. The remaining 42 aircraft are expected to be completed early next year. You have a week to digest this news. Halloween treats will be a little smaller this year. With candy companies managing sky-high cocoa prices, chocolate portion sizes are taking a hit. Prices have more than doubled over the past 2 years due to poor weather and crop disease in South Africa. Experts say because of climate change, consumers will likely have to eat the higher prices for the long term. A young entrepreneur in Ontario is fusing fashion and function. She's creating empowering options for hearing aids users. CTV's Ashley Bacon reports.
Creating fashion with function.
To me, it's really pretty to do it, and it's just a fun idea that I came up with.
9-year-old Olivia Barber designs and makes earrings that attach to hearing aids like hers.
These little hoops go onto it, just little slide on, and then you just put the tube or whatever back on.
Her business is called Livy's Earring Aids.
She is a super creative soul, and she cares so deeply for so many, and she just had this great idea and just kind of ran with it, and it's taken off.
The idea came from an encounter with another young hearing aid wearer who was upset with having to use the listening devices because she felt they were ugly.
She was so upset. She hated her hearing aids. I felt so bad. So that's just why.
From that moment, the business fell into place, creating an online presence where customers can place orders. Each pair is $4.
People will messenger us. Livy does custom orders. Her speech pathologist is Wellington County Speech Therapy, and they sell them there as well.
Olivia's giving spirit doesn't stop there. As word of mouth about the business spread, she received some donations of supplies. The earrings that were made using those beads were donated.
We've gone to like our late grandmother's like retirement home, local retirement homes here, and give them to usually seniors is where we find a lot of people that can make use of the hearing aids.
I hate seeing people upset. It's the worst feeling, but seeing people happy is the best.
Ashley Bacon, CTV News, Mount Forest.
A chart-topping country star who grew up in central Alberta is returning to his roots.
Girl, I knew it must be you, 'cause it got hotter in this room. You walked in.
Gord Bamford is an Australian-Canadian artist who was born down under and grew up in Lacombe. He'll play the Broncos Bash tomorrow at the Future Ag Event Centre in Olds. Bamford says Central Alberta will always have a special place in his heart.
I wouldn't pick a different place. I mean, Central Alberta's been my home, and you know, the way I've been able to grow up and live, and now instill into my kids and my family is the same as how I grew up. So it's, I think, a great place to live and thrive and be a part of, and we love it here.
All proceeds from the show will go towards Olds College. Still ahead, the origin story of the Blue Jays home run jacket.
And here's your wood plaque got that right here. It's the sound of when they hit the homer.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Edmonton, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
There's been a run on Jays clothing leading up to the World Series. Long lines of people trying to buy hats and shirts, but there's one article of clothing fans can't get their hands on. The players have to earn it. CTV's Corey Baird has the story behind the team's postseason home run jacket.
You know the expression, look good, feel good. Well, in this Blue Jays playoff run, the looks and feels flow directly through this jacket.
The plaque got that right here. It's the sound of when they hit the homer.
Designer and team interpreter Tito LeBron says he was inspired to create something to unify the team whenever they hit a home run.
Toronto, it's a multicultural city, so that's what we did. We put of course the Blue Jays logo around with all the countries. I mean, there's so many people here for different countries living in the city that it's like showing the players, the organization, showing the support to all the fans, to the entire city, to the entire country.
Like the team, the jacket has seen some ups and downs. It debuted in 2021, was retired in 2023, and it's back in a big way this year. With 20 home runs in 11 postseason games, this fashion-forward garment often gets more screen time than some of the players themselves.
It's very loud. It's cool. It's something to do after you hit a homer. It's, you know, it's celebratory, so I like it.
It's beautiful. It's a nice thing to have. I think it's something personal. Only the Blue Jays has it, and I think everyone is connected with it.
Jacket's a Vladdy thing. He's the one that started it. And honestly, one day it just kind of showed up in the dugout. It was there, and I want to say it was actually Bo hit a homer, and we stuck it on him, and no, here we are.
What can I say? It's a jacket. Every time you hit a home run, you put it on.
No magic powers?
No.
Maybe the magic is the moment, and they might need space for one more inscription yet. World Series champion.
Hitting a home run.
Corey Baird, CTV News, Toronto.
And he's knocked in 3.
No jackets yet tonight. 7 degrees tomorrow morning, 13 tomorrow afternoon. You get a chance of a scattered shower early tomorrow morning, then some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. It'll be breezy to start as well, but the wind will die down in the afternoon. Sunday, cloudy, 8 degrees. Best chance for rain comes through the first half of the day, although there is a slight chance later in the day, and then windy and 7 on Monday. It does look a little bit warmer, though, as we head towards the end of next week. Halloween up to about 11 or 12 for a daytime high.
Sounds pretty good. All right. Thank you, Josh, and thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, visit ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Have a great weekend.